The night was cold, and the road felt endless. Her hands trembled on the steering wheel, not from the weather, but from the silence. Blue lights flashed behind her, cutting through the dark like judgment. She had done nothing wrong, yet her heart sank, the way it always did when power met cruelty. She slowly lowered the window, breathing shallow, eyes fixed forward. This was not fear of guilt. This was fear of humiliation. Fear she knew too well. The inspector walked up slowly, deliberately. Heavy boots, confident steps, a man who enjoyed being watched. He didn't greet her, didn't ask if she was all right. He leaned in, scanned her face, her dress, her silence. A small smile appeared on his lips. "Documents," he said, flat and bored. She nodded and reached into her bag. Her movements were careful, almost apologetic. She handed over her license with both hands. Her eyes stayed forward. She had learned long ago that silence was safer. The inspector flipped the license once, then again. He squinted, not at the text, but at her. As if searching for weakness. As if deciding how far he could go. He laughed quietly, not amused, satisfied. "Out late," he said. She didn't answer, not because she was rude, but because experience had taught her that words could be twisted. He leaned back, raised the license in the air, and shook his head. "This doesn't look right," he said louder now. She felt her stomach tighten. "I think this is fake." Her breath caught, her chest felt heavy. She wanted to speak, to explain, to defend herself. But her voice stayed trapped inside. He tore the license in half. The sound was sharp, final, cruel. Then he tore it again. Paper fell onto the asphalt like broken trust. He laughed openly now, a loud, mocking laugh meant to be heard. "Do you know what happens to people like you?" he said. She stared straight ahead. Her eyes burned, but she refused to let tears fall. Not here, not in front of him. Cars passed by slowly. Some drivers glanced. No one stopped. No one cared. The inspector stepped closer. Too close. "No license," he said. "No respect. This car could be confiscated. And you," he paused, enjoying the moment. "You could spend the night somewhere very uncomfortable." Her hands tightened around the steering wheel. Her shoulders stiffened. Inside, something hurt deeply. Not just fear, but the old familiar sadness. Sadness from years of being underestimated. From being judged by silence, by appearance, by gender. From knowing that fairness depended on who stood in front of you. She swallowed. Her lips parted slightly. Still, no words came out. The inspector tilted his head. "Cat got your tongue," he smirked. His power was complete. For a moment, she felt helpless. Completely. Stripped of dignity, of voice, of proof. Her license lay in pieces. Her future felt just as fragile. She thought of calling someone. Anyone. But she knew it wouldn't matter. Men like him always had friends higher up. Always had protection. He tapped on the door frame. "Step out of the car." Her heart pounded. This was the point of no return. She hesitated. Then slowly, carefully, she reached back into her bag. The inspector frowned. "Did I say you could reach for anything?" She paused. Her hand rested inside the bag. Her fingers brushed against smooth leather. Something inside her shifted. Not anger. Not panic. Hope. A quiet, steady hope she had buried deep. She looked down for the first time. Her face was calm, still silent. The inspector noticed the change. His smile faded slightly. "Take your hand out. Now." She did. In her fingers was a small red card. She held it loosely. Not raised. Not dramatic. Just there. The inspector laughed again. "What's that supposed to be?" She finally spoke. Her voice was soft, controlled. "Please look carefully," she said. Something in her tone made him pause. Not fear, not defiance, certainty. He snatched the card from her hand. Glanced at it. His face changed. Not instantly, but slowly. The color drained from his cheeks. His eyebrows tightened. He looked again. Then again. His laughter was gone. The red card bore a seal. Not one you questioned. Not one you ignored. His hands began to shake. He stepped back. I didn't know," he muttered. She watched him now. Still silent. Still calm. Cars continued to pass. The blue lights still flashed. But the power had shifted. The inspector cleared his throat. His voice was different. Smaller. "Why didn't you say anything?" he asked. She met his eyes for the first time. "Because I wanted to see who you were," she said quietly. The words landed heavier than any shout. He looked around nervously, as if cameras might appear from the dark. "Please wait," he said. I'll fix this." He knelt down, picked up the torn pieces of her license. His hands fumbled. "I'm sorry," he whispered. The apology was empty. Too late. Within minutes, another car arrived. Then another. Men in darker uniforms, calmer faces, sharper eyes. The inspector stood stiff, sweat on his forehead. Questions were asked, answers were demanded. She stayed seated, quiet, watching. The man who had laughed now couldn't meet her gaze. His voice cracked as he tried to explain. No one listened. The red ID passed from hand to hand. Each time, respect grew heavier in the air. The truth came out quickly. Too many complaints. Too many stories like hers. Tonight was just the one caught on the wrong road. They escorted him away. No shouting. No drama. Just consequences. An officer approached her window. His voice was gentle. "You're free to go," he said. "And, thank you." She nodded. Before she drove off, she looked down at the empty space where her license had been. A quiet sadness remained, but it was lighter now. As she drove into the night, the road no longer felt endless. The blue lights faded behind her. She didn't smile. Justice wasn't something to celebrate. But inside, she felt steady. Whole. She had been silent. She had been patient. And she had been stronger than he ever imagined. Because real power doesn't shout. It waits.